Arnold, I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV because you're such an expert in ratings, and I take over your job. And then people can finally sleep comfortably again.
And they hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster.
So being from Europe, I've seen firsthand how things can spin out of control. I know there is a fear in this country and all over the world that something like this could happen right here.
Hey, you there. Yeah, you scrolling through YouTube looking for cat videos. How'd you like to watch a real cat fight instead? Arnold Schwarzenegger just pounced on Trump like a muscular Austrian leopard. And oh boy, it's a sight to behold. Trump's usually the one dishing out the insults, right? Well, not today, folks. The governor just flipped the script, and Trump's looking as lost as he would in a spelling bee. Curious to see how the stable genius handles a taste of his own medicine? Keep watching, because this political punch-up is better than any action movie. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Remember when Arnold was just the guy flexing his muscles and telling bad guys he'd be back? Well, he's back all right, and he's not here to play nice with our very own Grumpy Trumpy. Picture the scene. Donnie Diapers, tweeting away on his golden throne, thinking he's untouchable. Little does he know, the Terminator's about to flush his ego down the drain. So Arnold drops this video bomb, and it's not your average celeb rant. Nope, it's a full-on demolition job. He's got facts, he's got passion, and he's got that accent that makes everything sound like it could bench press your house.
You famously said that the Republican Party has a problem at the box office. I heard you equate the GOP with the Titanic. Explain.
The reason why I said it was because their policies were such that they were not really including everybody. And we were losing them because we were not addressing those issues. So I was telling them, I said, look, the way you're going, being so anti, healthcare reform and being so anti-environment and stuff like this, we are losing and we are dying at the box office.
Arnold doesn't just criticize Trump, he wrecks him like a flimsy movie set. He talks about Trump's leadership skills being as weak as his handshake and as fake as his tan. Now, this video, it spreads faster than Trump's spray tan on a white collar. People are sharing it, retweeting it, probably getting it tattooed on their foreheads. It's like the internet collectively said, "Hasta la vista, baby," to Trump's ego. And Trump's initial reaction? Crickets. The man who tweets about everything suddenly can't find his phone. Is he shook? Is he drafting the perfect comeback? Or is he just constipated again? The world waits with bated breath, wondering if the orange turd will respond or if he's finally learned to keep his mouth shut. Spoiler alert, he hasn't. But here's the kicker. Arnold's message is hitting home because it's not just another Hollywood liberal whining. It's the Terminator, a Republican, calling out Trump's BS. And people are eating it up like it's the last Big Mac in the White House kitchen.
As an immigrant to this country, I would like to say a few words to my fellow Americans. President Trump sought to overturn the results of an election, and of a fair election. President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet. Very aware of Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass. It was a night of rampage against the Jews carried out in 1938 by the Nazi equivalent of the Proud Boys.
As Arnold's words echo across the internet, Trump's Twitter fingers start to twitch. But this time, he might want to think twice before hitting tweet. After all, picking a fight with the Terminator? That's like bringing a spray tan to a gunfight. The best part? This whole situation is like watching a real-life action movie. On one side, we've got Arnold dropping truth bombs like they're going out of style. On the other, we've got Trump dodging facts like they're draft notices. It's the battle of the century. Muscles versus malarkey. Terminator versus toupee, Austrian oak versus American joke. So Trump's usually got more comebacks than a boomerang factory, but Arnold's hit him harder than a predator punch. Our orange friend's trying to brush off the Terminator's video like dandruff on his ill-fitting suit. He tweets something about low-rating Arnold and fake news, but his heart's not in it. It's like watching a toddler try to insult a bodybuilder. Cute, but ineffective. As Arnold's message keeps spreading faster than Trump's waistline, the tweets get more desperate. Donnie Diapers is posting at 3 a.m., probably while stress eating KFC. You can almost smell the panic and fried chicken through the screen.
The only thing is that we don't have to go under completely. We don't have to wait for that moment. Let's change and let's go and be more open and go back to this kind of like a big tent idea of Ronald Reagan. And I think this is why we have helped it to some extent here in California with getting rid of gerrymandering and to do redistricting reform and to have open primaries.
Independents are about to overtake Republicans in California. What can California do differently?
I think independents are going to take over the Republicans, they're going to take over the Democrats also.
Meanwhile, Arnold's popularity is skyrocketing. People are photoshopping his head onto the Lincoln Memorial. There's talk of Arnold Care replacing Obamacare. Who knew flexing could solve the healthcare crisis? Trump's rallies, once packed tighter than his girdle, are starting to look a bit roomy. Are people finally getting tired of all the winning? It's like someone let the air out of Trump's bouncy castle of ego. Every time he opens his mouth, people are asking, yeah, but what about what Arnold said? Poor Trumpy can't catch a break. He's trying to change the subject, but it's not working. It's like trying to distract a dog from a steak by waving a piece of lettuce. The tweets get extra salty, proving that Arnold's words hit a nerve.
What do you think about Donald Trump running for president again?
You know, I think that's the past. And I think that we have to march into the future. And I think there are very talented people in this country on the Republican side that can run. So I would go, look in the future rather than in a rear mirror.
Trump's so rattled, he accidentally admits to something incriminating while trying to insult Arnold. Oops! Looks like someone forgot the first rule of Twitter, think before you tweet. But let's be honest, thinking isn't exactly Trump's strong suit. As Trump's world shrinks, Arnold's message grows. It's like watching the Titanic sink, but the iceberg is shaped like Arnold's bicep. Trump's trying to bail water with a teacup while Arnold's standing on the deck saying, "I'll be back," to cheering crowd. The contrast couldn't be clearer. On one side, we've got the Terminator, terminating Trump's credibility. On the other, we've got a guy who looks like he's been tangoed, flailing about like a deflating balloon. But here's the kicker, folks. Most people think Arnold's just another Hollywood hotshot mouthing off about politics. The truth? He's got some serious political chops as the former governor of California. The real shock? They're both wrong because Arnold's critique goes way beyond politics. It's a battle for America's soul. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want the Terminator fighting for their soul? Well, folks, looks like in this battle of the egos, Arnold's truth bombs beat Trump's tweet tantrums hands down. The Terminator didn't just criticize Trump, he absolutely demolished him. And Trump, he's been left scratching his orange head, wondering how to fight back against someone who's battled predators, Terminators, and California's budget deficit. As for Arnold, you better believe he'll be back. Trump, on the other hand, he might just be gone. But don't worry, Trump fans. I'm sure he'll find a way to blame this all on fake news, windmills, or maybe even Arnold's accent. Speaking of political smackdowns, stay tuned for our next video where we'll be covering how Michelle Obama delivered a knockout blow to Trump in a must-see showdown. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.